Right now, somewhere in this country, someone is moving $50 out of checking into an investment account. They will probably forget about it by Friday. No grand plan, no excitement, just $50. Gone. In 20 years, that person will be quietly wealthy. Meanwhile, the person next to them, waiting for a real amount of money before they bother starting, will still be waiting. Most people assume wealth begins with a moment, a promotion, a bonus, a lump sum large enough to finally feel like it counts. But that is not how compounding works. The difference between financial independence and perpetual waiting is rarely income. It is initiation. $50 today is worth infinitely more than $10,000 tomorrow. But the largest study of millionaires ever conducted, over 10,000 of them, found almost none of that is true. Close to 8 out of 10 never inherited a dollar. A third of them never even earned 6 figures in a single working year. What they had in common was not a windfall. It was a habit, so small it barely registered as a decision. This is Priya, 26 years old, an ordinary paycheck, and one unremarkable choice she almost didn't notice herself making. On a Tuesday afternoon, Priya set up an automatic transfer, $50, every Friday, straight into a broad market index fund. She did not spend weeks researching it, and she did not wait for some imaginary better time to start. She just switched it on and went back to her day. Here is what she did not know yet. Most people never get past this exact moment. $50 feels too small to matter, and the brain does the math, quietly deciding the friction is not worth it. Economists have a name for that pull: present bias. Protecting $50 comfortable dollars today will always feel more urgent than a number too distant to feel real. Priya felt that pull too. She just did not act on it because the next 10 years were about to test her more than she expected. For the first few years, her account barely moved. $50 a week works out to about $2,600 a year. Not nothing, but not the kind of number that changes a life either. Somewhere in that decade, the market fell hard. The kind of drop that made the news for weeks and had people at her office talking about pulling everything out. Priya did not touch it. Not out of confidence. She had genuinely just forgotten to check for a while. By year 10, assuming an average market return of around 8%, her balance sat at roughly $39,000. Almost all of it was money she had personally put in. The market had not really started pulling its own weight yet. This is the decade where most people quit. Not because the plan failed, but because nothing visible was happening. A coworker bragged about a stock that doubled in 6 months. A friend told her she would be better off putting that $50 toward a nicer apartment. On paper, both of them sounded more exciting than her plan. She kept the transfer running anyway, and that one boring decision is exactly where the math starts turning against everyone who quit. Somewhere past year 15, something shifted that had nothing to do with luck or timing. The growth sitting on top of the money she had already invested started outpacing the $50 she was still adding herself. By year 20, her balance had grown to somewhere around $128,000. She had personally put in about $52,000 of that. The other $75,000 came from the market, compounding money she had long since stopped thinking about. That lines up with something else the same study found. 3 out of 4 of those millionaires gave the exact same answer when asked what actually built their wealth. Not a stock tip, not a business. Regular, unglamorous investing. Sustained for a long time. There was no inheritance behind it. No lucky pick. Not even a single moment she could point to and call the turning point. Just a Tuesday afternoon, $50 and 30 years of not touching it. Meanwhile, the people waiting for enough money to make it worth it are more often than not still waiting. It is rarely that they never end up earning more. It is that the number that would have finally felt significant kept moving further away, the longer they put it off. Every year spent waiting for a bigger, more exciting amount is a year the smaller amount never got to compound. And compounding does not wait for anyone to feel ready. That is really what quiet wealth means. Not secrecy, not hiding money from other people. It means the beginning was too small, too ordinary, for anyone to think it was worth mentioning. Not even the person doing it. The wealth was not quiet because it was hidden. It was quiet because it never needed anyone's attention. To work. So somewhere right now, someone is moving $50 out of checking, feeling like it barely matters. What eventually makes them wealthy is not the money. It is the fact that they never stopped moving it. 30 years from now, nobody will ask how they built it. They will just notice that somehow, quietly, they already have. If this is the version of wealth you are actually after, slow, boring, unglamorous, there is a decade ahead where these exact habits stop working the way they used to, and almost nobody warns you about it. That one is next.